Hello my friends, Chris here from Cards.n.Colors. Today we will be doing a walkthrough and review of the new chapter tarot by Kathryn Briggs. It's a new release from, what's it called? Liminal 11. So, let me have a seat here. It comes in a very sturdy box with some gold foil going on and then some illustrations from the deck, and you get a magnetic lid here at the bottom and then a thingy that you can pull out, and the cards fit in here together with the book. So that's it. It's a bound hardcover book, quite nice, fully illustrated in color. And I have to say there is some, in a way, backstory here, and also a foreword by Rachel Pollack, which is quite nice, as we are used to from Rachel Pollack. And then there are some very, very cool layouts for reading the cards, for meditation, guidance, divination, that I quite enjoyed and that are quite unique in a way. But for the cards themselves, you will notice when we walk through the deck that some of the cards are quite non-traditional and unique in their style and the symbolism, and the text in the book doesn't really explain those unique, special, or maybe in a way unusual symbols, which is, well, I'm not happy with that. I have to say. After more than 20 years of tarot experience and studying different tarot systems and decks, I'm quite versed with different symbols and structures of decks. So I'm mostly able to, well, read the symbols, read the cards, and even find my way around the depictions on these cards, except for some cards where it's quite difficult. Yeah. And as mentioned before, unfortunately, they are not really explained, the changes in the deck. All in all, I would say this is a interesting mixture of Thoth symbolism and astrological correspondences, Rider-Waite depictions, classical Rider-Waite scenes, and then some pagan stuff thrown into it, together with Kabbalistic, more traditional or classical esoteric tarot stuff, and then some very modern and, yeah, in a way, new or unusual stuff thrown in. We will walk through the deck. I will zoom in so we can see all the cards. I will try to explain them. Maybe I will have a look at the book to find out more about some of the cards, but I'm not, well, that positive that we might find the things we are looking for here. And I'm running out of words now. Well, we'll see. I guess I will do piles, a pile of cards that are quite traditional in this sense, meaning following maybe a Rider-Waite or Thoth structure, so reminiscent symbols and illustrations, and then a pile of cards that are totally different from everything you've seen before. So, if that sounds intriguing, stay tuned. I will zoom in on the cards so we can have a closer look, and I will walk you through the deck, and I will try to explain the different cards and maybe the reasons why Kathryn Briggs chose to incorporate these symbols. So here we are again with the Fool, and well, this is quite an unusual Fool, I have to say, and quite intriguing. I like it. The whole card here, the whole image and all the symbolism is related to spring, and this makes this Fool in a way quite tothy, Crowley-esque, because he refers to his version of the Fool as the April Fool, the Fool of spring, the energy of life and greenery and stuff. So we get a two-faced hat here, a Janus hat looking to the past and the future, male and female. We get a hare here, a rabbit, symbolizing fertility in spring, of course, a crocus blooming, symbolizing spring, and then here you get the astrological sign of Pisces and the astrological sign of Aries. So we are in between the time of Pisces and the time of Aries, which is the spring equinox here, right in the middle. 0 degrees Aries, so the starting point of Aries when the sun moves from Pisces into Aries is your spring equinox with equal length day and night, the beginning of a new cycle, the beginning of the regeneration of life maybe, or of blooming and flowering. Yeah, so this is a depiction in a way of spring, new life, new possibilities, which fits, of course, with the energy of the Fool. In the four corners, you get the emblems or tools or weapons of the four suits, the fiery wand, the watery cup, the airy sword, and the earthy disc, with the relating colors, orangey reds here for fire, the blue of water, the green of earth, and then some taupe grayish color here for air. And again, this is a nod to Crowley's depiction of the Fool, where the Fool holds a burning torch and a cup or the grail in his hand. So all in all, quite a tothy spring Fool card. What I was about to say is, if you just go with an illustration of spring quality, spring energy, you get the essence of the card and the essence of the Fool. The Magician's quite unusual here. Some sort of a androgynous person, looking quite male in a way, but then I guess female breasts. Not sure about this. In the book it says he is Mercury, the magus, taught as god of magic, the alchemist. Okay. And then you get different animal features here. You get a raven wing here, a lotus flower, an apple with a serpent, I think. Some leaves here, not sure about them, a pomegranate, a torch, a salmon or fish, and then an insect or spider. You get a crescent moon and horns, I guess, and the whole body posture of the magician forms a cross here representing the four elements, the four worlds, the mastering of the four elements of fire, water, air, and earth. Also here with the equal armed cross here, the plate. Okay, and then the book goes on, as above, so below. Okay. The power to accomplish the seemingly impossible. Okay, but no explanation whatsoever of any of these symbols here. So, maybe you know the symbolism of all of this. Maybe you want to find out. The fiery torch could resemble fire, of course. The pomegranate could be earth. This could be water and air, I guess. And then different, well, as mentioned before, body parts, legs and fins and and wings and feathers and human flesh, of course, and then but also plant life and animal life and human life. So a combination of all the different elements of this earth. In the second card, we get a very non-traditional high priestess. The threefold goddess in a way here. And in the book, she describes the three women or goddesses we are seeing here. We get Athena, the goddess of knowledge here. We get Mamiwata here. And then at the bottom we get Kali, goddess of creation and destruction. And then you get your chakras here going on. And the crescent moon and a tree of life here. And then the veil, your traditional veil in a way. But then it's quite a cosmic veil. The veil of Maya, or the veil of the vortex in a way. With your tree of life here, you get the tree of life in the background of the high priestess in the Rider-Waite-Smith, and the tree of life has the two pillars. So you also get the pillars, and here the veil is lifted. So you can see the principles of these three goddesses, or the threefold goddess, at work on all the different pathways and spheres of life. The Empress, a mother figure, Aphrodite, it says in the book, with a beautiful flower and a moon, crescent moon, and again a moon in a way. Quite an unusual coloring for an Empress, with the violet, the blue and the yellow. You mostly get either pink or, in a way, feminine tones, or more of a lush green and brown and earthy colors. The Emperor, with his fiery, sunny colors of oranges, yellows. Quite interesting here. The system of government and hierarchical structures. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Material stability. Okay, we can see that. So here's a man-made structure in the background. Yeah. Constructing something. He looks quite Celtic. Then, instead of the Hierophant or Pope or High Priest, we get the teacher here. With his two pillars. Quite lovely. And then writing something down, I guess. And some flowers here. And then we get Jupiter, Pisces, and the Sun in Sagittarius, maybe, representing philosophy, religion, spirituality, higher learning, higher education. And the book states that this is Seshat, the goddess of knowledge. Okay. Quite interesting. We get the Lovers next, of course. So this is quite geometrical, and here are hands joined together like in a Wiccan or pagan hand fasting here, with the band going on, the rainbow ribbon. Quite interesting. You get the four elements again, the sword, the cup, the wand, and the disc. And then again, different animal features, maybe representing the four elements. You get a dark rose here. You get a dog, I guess, maybe representing loyalty and friendship. You get dog or raven or crow wings. And I'm not sure, I guess this is some sort of plant. I'm not sure about that. The book says the mystical marriage of Venus and Mars. Okay. Opposites embodied by Artemis and Apollo. Okay. Yeah, so sun and moon conjoined in a way, Mars and Venus, the polarities here coming together, union. The Chariot looks quite torthy in a way, with these big red wheels, but instead of the 4 sphinxes, or the 2 sphinxes, depending on the deck you're used to, the sphinx in a way is the charioteer, him or herself, uniting the different animal parts of, here you get the pranks of a lion, and then the feet of a bull, and you get the wings of the eagle, and then the Tutankhamun mask representing, human. Quite interesting. And then you get here seahorses carrying the chariot, because in the Golden Dawn system, which is featured in the Crowley Tarth and the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the chariot is associated with the astrological sign of Cancer, and this is a water sign. So it makes sense to incorporate seahorses here. Justice is 8, quite interesting. So following the Tarth or Tarot de Marseille numeration of cards, quite a taupey, grayish, beige, brown background, quite neutral. I like that. Again, different animal and nature symbols representing maybe the 4 elements, not sure. This looks like a bird's wing. This looks like a butterfly wing. This looks like a white rose or blossom, a flower. And this looks like a twig of something, I don't know, but a plant. So 2 animal features, 2 plants. It makes sense that these are, in a way, air or flying creatures, because Justice is associated astrologically with Libra, which is an air sign. Her eyes are veiled in a way. She's got the scales, of course. Then here the black and white, the duality, and she stands in the middle between the duality of black and white. And then instead of a sword, she has a spear. Wonder if the book says who she might be. Have a look. What? The Grey Lady, planted on the threshold of life and death. And this is Hecate. Okay, interesting. Interesting. She appears before a tough decision that signals an end or beginning. Okay. There's a lot of Hecate energy going on in this deck, I have to say. The Hermit, quite lovely here. Melting or blending with the surrounding. It's not even sure. We cannot really be sure if this is supposed to be the Hermit here, or if this is just a mountain with some sacred geometry going on. I like that. The Wheel, which feels quite torthy. First of all, because of the coloration here, all the purples and blues, which are associated with Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planetary ruler of the Justice card. You get a lady here, not sure if this is Fortuna. 2 swords here, not sure about that. No, this is just some sort of an amulet. You get the wheel, you get a triangle, an upright triangle, and then flesh and bones, I guess, resembling a heart or wings. So this is one of the cards where I'm a little, well, not really confused, but I'm a bit disappointed in the book, because it says changing circumstances. What you thought was a given comes into question. The Wheel of Fortune may herald hard decisions in a time of transition. As the wheel turns, preconceived notions are shaken. This is a reminder that change is the only given. Hold on. A tectonic shift is coming, but this might be exactly what you've been waiting for. So I get the message from the book, what the card is about, but none of this is explained in any way. Who is this lady? Are we this lady? Is this some sort of goddess? Nothing. Nothing is explained. And that's quite sad, because I think there is a lot of depth to this deck, but it's quite difficult to reach beyond the surface if you have no, well, tarot knowledge. It's quite hard to get all the symbols. Strength as 11. Of course, justice being 8, this has to be 11. A lady with some, I don't know, twig, dark wings instead of light or white wings. Quite interesting. A serpent in the background and a lion. The serpent makes sense because in your Golden Dawn tradition, this card is associated with the Hebrew letter Tet or Teth. And the meaning of Tet or Teth is serpent or snake. And Crowley connects the serpent of the Strength card with the Kundalini, of course. Interesting here, this resembles the Ishtar or Inanna star, the star of Venus. So let me have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing said about who this might be, if this is a goddess. If I'm not mistaken, I think somewhere in the back of the book it says that this is an old Greek writing of Know Thyself. I could be mistaken. We don't know, because unfortunately these Greek letters are not explained in the book. Well, not if you go to the page describing this card, which is a shame. The Hanged Man, quite traditional, hanging upside down with the 3 outer planets here, the trans-Saturnian planet, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, with 3 different planes in a way, with a bandage here, and yes, above his eye, resembling Odin. Yes, Odin hung from the World Tree to gain wisdom, of course. It says in the book. Death. Quite an interesting death card here. No Grim Reaper, no skeleton, no scythe, sickle, or anything. Just a lady in black here. And then some flower or seed of life geometry in rainbow colors, in gentle and soft rainbow colors going on here behind her. So she is in a way the portal to maybe a new life. Change, endings, and beginning, blah, blah, blah. Persephone's cycle in the underworld, Ereshkigal, ready to put the old self to death. So interesting. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Ereshkigal, but Ereshkigal being the, well, underworld or dark sister of Inanna or Ishtar, the queen of heavens, and she's the lady of the underworld. Okay. 14. Quite a modern depiction of temperance here, with a man, in a way a nerdy man, but I mean that nicely, being a nerdy man myself. Glasses here, and then quite nice the 2 cups here, and a rainbow between them. This looks like a teeny tiny symbol of Mercury here, with a dot in the middle, so a combination of the sun, the astrological symbol of the sun, and Mercury. And then here maybe a fire going on, like in the cauldron on the art card in the Thoth Tarot. Integration of the light and dark selves, it says in the book. Listen to your inner voice, blah, blah, blah. Care for yourself so you can care for others, okay? Getting the message, but again, nothing is explained. The Devil, quite unusual, a very colorful devil. Earthy colors, yes, with some sort of black moon here going on. The devil, this a crown or horns, we don't know. The devil is bind here to a pole, interesting. Da, 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 da. Here the book talks about a scapegoat, the devil's advocate. The antagonist of every story. Okay, something about dogma. Okay, but not sure about the picture. Not sure about the picture. Not my favorite, I have to say. The Tower card, quite interesting here, with this golden or beige and then this gray, well, landscape going on. I'm not so sure. So this is a building. This seems to be another building, yes, but another structure. And then there's some apartment missing here. And then fire going on, of course. Interesting, unique depiction of the tower. Let us have a look at the book. Dramatic change, revolution, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Overthrowing of best laid plans. Pick up the pieces. Change will not be subtle. It's time to start over. Yeah, but no people falling, no explanation. The star being in a way like a church window, geometrical patterns here in lovely rainbow colors. I like this card. A beacon of hope. Have faith in the good to come, follow your heart, blah, blah, blah. Let your intuition guide you. So the usual stuff you will read in any book concerning this card, but no explanation. Well, to be fair, I guess this card here, it speaks for itself. The star in the middle, rainbow light. 18, we get again Ereshkigal and Inanna Ishtar with her wand and her, not sure what this is called here, the circle. So let's turn the card around. So you can see here the circle and the wand of Inanna going down into the underworld to confront, in a way, her dark side, her shadow self, being Ereshkigal here with a trident. Inanna having a dove, the queen of heaven, having a dove, and Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld, having a female lion, I guess. The book says, the moon is strength found in connection to the subconscious. So, and you get the eightfold star here in the background, the symbol of Inanna or Ishtar. And of course, the moon. Quite interesting depiction. Very unusual. And I'm glad the book tells us that this is Inanna, Ishtar, and Ereshkigal, because otherwise you could be totally lost. The sun, as before with the star, geometrical shape, a lot of circles going on in sunny oranges and yellows. Judgment. Okay, unique depiction here. You get the angel wings here. You get a crown. You get plant life growing. You get 3, I don't know, disc circles connected. So this is maybe a representation of the angel you get in your traditional judgment card, and then the people coming from the ground, out of the grave, in the colors of the 4 elements, I guess. And some sort of a tunnel going on here. Let's have a look at the book. The union of the forces of creation and destruction. Okay, I can see creation here, growth of life. I don't see destruction, to be honest. The end of a dying era, the dawn of a new, the age of Aquarius, death and rebirth. Okay, so you get a teeny tiny astrological symbol of Aquarius here. So the age of Aquarius makes me think of the song from Hair. Old patterns giving way to new ones. A new you, your new life. Major transition, but your strength is growing. Unfortunately, no part of this card here, no symbol whatsoever is explained in any way. And then lastly, we get the Universe card here. So the Crowley or Golden Dawn title, not the World card. All elements are united. Okay, so you get water, you get earth here, I guess, with the roots going on. You get air here with the band of stars, and then the cosmic or solar fire going on. Yeah, quite nice. Quite nice. This being a dryad, a tree fae, tree lady here. A bold lady, interesting, with the serpent going on. Quite reminiscent, well, not reminiscent of the Thoth, but yeah, playing with the serpent. Maybe the Kundalini, Shiva and Shakti, the lotuses. Quite a nice depiction, I have to say. So, have you found your place in the universe? You have accomplished what you set out to do. Completion. Yes. Okay. Again, not really an explanation of this card, but it's okay. It's nice. And then there are two additional cards in this deck. One is the Invocation Card, featuring a lady here with the palms raised to the sky, and then different moon phases and flowers going on here. This looks like dew in a way, and maybe lilies, not sure. Quite nice concept. So maybe if you draw this card, it says it's time to invoke whatever power you relate to. It's time to invoke. And then another bonus or additional card called Gratitude, in very soft and gentle colors here, with a flower, oak leaves going on, the moon. I like this depiction as a picture, as a painting, as a work of art. So if you draw this card, it's time to be grateful, maybe do some offering for being blessed. So now we head into the minors, and all the aces follow this structure of a threefold picture in a way, combining the three astrological signs associated with each of the four elements. So here you get Sagittarius, you get Leo, and you get Aries. You get the wand, of course, which is in this case here a caduceus wand with the two serpents intertwining. You get different, I guess, different qualities or manifestations of fire and light energy, and then yellow, red, and orange. So you get the three first chakras, the root chakra, the navel or sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. In a way, you get the 7 chakras, because fire energy resembling the Kundalini. And then a spear here, the 7 chakras, as mentioned before. Yeah, I like this. I like the way the aces are drawn. So, 2 of Wands, I have no idea, I have no clue. Looking determined in a way, with fire at her third eye. The spear here, the tip of the spear pointing towards her third eye. A flower, 2 wands, and I have no idea what this here is supposed to be. And all in all, this card, the expression, the coloration feels quite sad to me, which is not a thing I would associate with the 2 of Wands traditionally. A spark has been ignited and an action plan is formulated. I don't see a lot of action here. You're just setting out, planning for a happy future. There are your first These are your first optimistic and self-assured steps. I don't feel optimism here either. So, steps forward on a new path. A risk is taken with a positive outlook. This is the spirit of boldness and courage, new growth, and the energy and excitement at the start of a new project or goal. I don't see energy, I don't see excitement. So this is one of the cards that baffles me, I have to say. None of the meanings given in the book, none of the descriptions given in the book relates, for me personally, to the impression I get when looking at this picture. Neither from these symbols, from the elements used in the illustration, nor from the coloration. This picture feels, in a way, to me personally, again, quite sad. Muted. I'm not sure. I can go with, okay, here, yes, it's the tip of the spear, and her third eye is burning, is fiery, so the fire of inspiration. Yeah, there is an idea forming in her head, maybe, and she's ready to go for it. Yeah, you can get there, but in a reading featuring more cards, seeing this card at first glance, you wouldn't see determination and optimism and whatnot. But that's my point of view. So, I'm running out of battery, so I will have to pause for a moment, recharge my battery, and then we'll be back with another part of this walkthrough explanation and review of the new chapter tarot. See you in a second. So here we are again, moving on to the Three of Swords. So this features the astrological correspondences that are associated with the Three of Wands. We get the horns here of the ram for Aries, and then the golden orange disc of the sun. 3 wands here, and in a way a road leading to our goal here. Some tiny flames, and here the hands of Ra, like an Egyptian sun disk. So quite clear. The 4 of Wands. You get your celebration here with the 4 wands used as poles or pillars here, with greenery going on, a star, some sort of a canopy, 4 steps maybe. 5 of Wands, again featuring in a way the astrological correspondence of the card, being Saturn here, represented by the sickle, and Leo, the lion here, with flames and some hands here with wands, quite an aggressive, revolutionary feel. 6 of Wands, quite interesting, because we see the central sphere on the Tree of Life, the 6th sphere, with the other spheres surrounding it, and a person or a lady here sitting there with 6 wands. So she reached her goal, the center. 7 of Wands, even featuring the astrological symbols for Mars here, and Leo, having a wand, a griffin tattoo here. Maybe have a look what the book has to say about the 7 of Wands. The book says, after attaining new skills, you're ready to fight back against oppression or anything that once seemed too daunting to take on. Blah, 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 blah. Strength rooted in self-belief. Okay. 8 of Wands, again, illustrating the astrological correspondence of the card, being Mercury in Sagittarius, and here we get the bow and the arrow for Sagittarius, the archer, and then the winged head here of Mercury Hermes. And 8 wands, so determination, focusing, swift movement, swift energy. The 9 of Wands is quite interesting with the fiery colors of, well, fire. a lady with the 9 wands here. This looks like a laurel wreath. Some sort of flowers, looks like cotton wool in a way. And then maybe this here is supposed to be a serpent. And this is a tiger's tail, I guess. Wonder if the book has anything to say about this. You have demonstrated great courage and perseverance, strength in the face of hardship that have been overcome. Success has been achieved, even though it wasn't always easy. Your faith has paid off, and there is a renewed sense of purpose. You have emerged stronger from your trial. Yes, meanings of the 9 of Wands, the so-called resilience card, but no explanation of the illustration itself. And then your 10 of Wands looks quite, well, mysterious in a way. You get a blacksmith here, I guess. Then some sort of mountain or volcano here with fire going on. You get the oak leaves representing strength. You get the astrological sign of Sagittarius. And then you get a little baby bird here coming out of the egg. You are feeling overworked, distracted, or unfocused, pulled in too many directions. The will does not know how or where to direct itself. You have tried many approaches and feel overstretched. Rest and recentering are needed, but it's hard with a burning will. And yet, the 10 of Wands could signal the end of a spiritual trial. Okay, nothing of this here speaks of feeling unfocused or overworked. He seems quite focused here. Not sure about that. So new life, maybe a hard fight through the eggshell into a new phase, a new beginning, an eruption of the volcano, maybe. Honestly, I like the illustration as a piece of art. I like some of the bits, and I'm wondering where the artist was going with this, with the combination of this. But all in all, and it doesn't matter if you are new to tarot or if you have a decent knowledge of tarot, like I do, this is confusing. It is a confusing card, but I have to say, maybe when reading very intuitively, some parts of this might catch your attention in a reading, and so maybe the new birth, the growth, the eruption, the hard work, the steadiness and strength of the oak, whatever, depending on the question and the situation. But then it's not really reading a tarot card. The Princess of Wands. So for courts, we have princesses, knights, queens, and kings, though the gender changes throughout. So here this Princess of Wands is depicted as a female person, but there are other princesses that are depicted as male, and some knights like the Knight of Cups that are depicted female, which is nice, a nice touch. So here in a cathedral or something like that with the moon. And then this looks here like a wall carpet that's burning. Okay. Lust for life, the desire to try new thing. An invitation to embark on a journey of discovery. No direction or course of action has been defined yet. The princess is the unbridled energy of possibility, unfurling a map, starting an adventure at level 1. The barriers that once prevented you from taking this leap are burning away. Okay. So these are the barriers that you are now burning away, so you can move on. Knight of Wands, fiery, dynamic, maybe even aggressive. Queen of Wands combining fire and water here. Quite nice. And then the King of Wands, which in a way, well, I was about to say resembles the Prince of Wands from the Tarot. Not sure about that, because the King of Wands in the Rider-Waite also features some lions on his throne. And there's the astrological sign of lion and a real lion. And then the king with wings here. Quite interesting. The king being the heir of fire. Ace of Cups. As mentioned before, again we get this threefold image here. The cup in the middle. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, different forms or manifestations of water in a way, with grayish, blue, turquoise, indigo, violet colors of water. Interesting, you get the Tree of Life here. You get some sort of a cave here, I guess. And then a swarm of fishes in the water. Two of Cups, okay. Not that hard to grasp, quite nice. Honestly, 2 cups here, 2 hands joined again, like in the Lovers, with ivy going on, binding them together, and then 2 serpents like you see in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction with the caduceus going on between the couple or the 2 people here, or maybe even the 2 fishes on the Tarot and the traditional Tarot de Marseille. But here we see 2 serpents, and what I quite like about them is one is golden and white, and one is, in a way, silver and black. So black and white, gold and silver, lunar and solar energy, yin and yang, united. And it's associated with Cancer. 3 of Cups. So here, the astrological sign of Cancer is missing. Again, something that's a bit weird to me. It's not overly dramatic, but some cards, they feature the astrological correspondence or maybe just the astrological sign associated with the card, and some don't. So, I think if we have a closer look, you can see that in the original painting, I guess, she used a metallic ink, silver ink pen here, used on textured watercolor paper, which is nice because I oftentimes do the same. So a spiral and a triangle, of course, fitting with the number 3, 3 cups here, 3 different reefs in a way, celebration going on, movement, dancing maybe even, very abstract depiction of dancing. The 4 of Cups, a rabbit here, having a rest with flowers going on, and then the stability of the 4 cups, so no boredom going on in this 4 of Cups here, like you would see with the Rider-Waite-Smith. Let's have a look at the book. Stillness and contemplation, no. Okay, emotional stagnation or boredom. You have closed off yourself. You're waiting for the ideal scenario to release you from your current state. So maybe this rabbit isn't that happy. 5 of Cups, okay. 1 cup still standing, the other spilling blood, I guess, or red wine, we don't know. A flower here. That's interesting. This seems to be a very personal symbol for the creator, I guess. Is this a feather of a raven? We don't know. Strife, disillusionment, emotional conflict. You must let go of an unfulfilled expectation, even if it is painful to you. Blah, 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 da, 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 da. Take a moment to mourn the less of what you could have been, but accept that which is. Okay, so the pentagram makes sense, being a 5. And yeah, not sure about the meaning of this bracelet here. 6 of Cups. Get it? 6 cups here with water pouring out of them or into them. We don't know. Then a chain of flowers here, a big blossom in the middle, and then a bird, and I've forgotten the name, to be honest, how this is called in English. Inner peace, reintegration, kindness, the resolution of past traumas stemming from childhood. Okay, yeah, you can go with this for the Six of Cups, but I'm not sure if this picture for someone new to tarot really talks about traumas from the childhood, and not sure about that. I like the harmony here expressed through the arrangement. With the 6, it's more like a pip card. 7 of Cups, again, in a way like a pip card. 7 Cups, the star Venus or Babylon, the 7 folded star here, fitting with the 7, of course. A person, not even sure if this is supposed to be a man or a woman, though maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe it's a man. And then at first glance, this looks like the moon, but then you get this spider web going on here, maybe being trapped in illusions. A glimpse of possibilities, restrictions, oppression, trauma. Now it feels everything is possible, drunk on imagination. A time of big dreams and ideas, but without grounding them in reality. So maybe this is a warning, don't get lost in your imagination. 8 of Cups, quite traditional, though instead of a person moving on, we get a ship moving on. Quite lovely. 9 of Cups. Very Tothy feeling with all the violet going on here. And what are these leaves? Is this supposed to be hazel? We get again the astrological correspondence here, Jupiter and Pisces. You can see a heart here. So he is blessed from above. A moment of appreciation and celebration for the rewards you have reaped. This card is a blessing, a boon of emotional well-being, spiritual upliftment, manna from heaven pushed down upon you. Okay, yeah. In a way, this fits with the description. Okay. And then 10 of Cups, quite traditional, but in a new form, in a new way of depicting a traditional 10 of Cups here. A couple with the rainbow going on, but then lotus flower here on a watery background, because this is a water card, and a teeny tiny Pisces symbol above. So here the Princess of Cups is figured as a male person with glasses. I like that. Resembling myself in a way. And the moon above the cups, so instead of the fish, there is a moon. Okay. Knight of Cups, a female. This is the artist who painted the deck with 2 horses. So, and then the cup, it gives me more of a Chariot vibe here. The Queen, quite nice here. Mingling, merging in a way with a lotus flower, quite nice, and the moon. And then the King, quite interesting, with some crab's claws or lobster claws here, but at first glance they resemble wings, and then there are wings because again the kings are the air part of the element represented by the suit. So this is air of water. We can see the water with the lobster claws here, with the blues, and the wind or air aspect with the wings going on here. Scorpio. Ace of Swords. Again, triple image in a way, different manifestations and forms of air, like clouds, and a whirlwind in a way, and an interesting curved sword going on here. 2 of Swords. Yes, crossroads. Black and white, half moon. Make a decision. Quite nice 3 of Swords, I have to say. I like that she didn't go with your traditional heart being pierced by swords, but instead, in a way, she illustrated the astrological energy of this card being Saturn and Libra. So you get the scales of Libra here, and this could be some sort of guardian, like Saturn here, taking responsibility, some karmic things going on. Four of Swords here. Again, geometry going on. Four Swords. Rest. Meditation. The mind in a state of peace. Okay. Reflection, meditation. Okay, recharging your batteries. Okay. Five of Swords. With an animal skull here. A plan that I'm not used to. I don't know. Hurting each other here. Blood coming from the hands. This hand is quite, to be honest, I don't want to be unfair. I wouldn't be able to depict this or paint this. But this hand looks a bit cartoonish compared to the other ones. And an apple here. Ooh. Makes me think of, well, of course, Eve and Lilith, but also Aries, the goddess of strife, in a way. Interesting. Five of Swords, distrust, conflict, accusations, intrigue, suspicion, backbiting, damaging self-doubt, internal conflict. Okay, I get that. It would have been nice if this plant and the significance of it would have been explained. But of course, it's not. Six of Swords. Quite a different depiction here. You get the swords arranged in a star. Then you get two guardians or, well, people in a forest or grove. And then a unicorn here. Interesting. Ears. A bloody unicorn. A necessary but painful change after hard truths are realized. You are seeing things clearly, perhaps for the first time. But clarity is a cold comfort. As you leave behind the comfortable yet false, take a moment to mourn the loss of this reality, even if it was imperfect. This is a call to improve your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Your assumptions were tested and most likely failed. Okay. Interesting way of reading this card and of depicting this card. Seven of Swords. Again, quite unusual here. Fighting for fighting's sake. The essence of trolling. Pleasure in discord. Complex strategy of deception and trickery. The archetypal trickster. Okay, with some Celtic knotwork going on. Eight of Swords. Interesting. An old man here with raven or crow wings, and then the 8 swords and some bloppy, splashy watercolor stuff going on. 8 of Swords, you're caught in a loop of old thought patterns and are holding yourself back. A change of perspective is needed. This is the god Odin in the dormant phase of his regeneration cycle. So here, for once, we get an explanation of what's going on here. So this is Odin in the dormant phase. Okay. 9 of Swords. Not looking overly dramatic or negative in a way. No nightmare card. Let's see what the book says. Overwhelmed by options or over-analyzing. Okay. Trapped in a cycle of negative thoughts. Well, okay, yeah. So moving on and on and on. Yeah. And then the Ten of Swords, again, like the Ten of Wands, looking quite mysterious, mystical even. So here we have an Ouroboros, a serpent from an egg, sorry, got a little bit distracted here. Okay, and then Ivy, I guess, going on, a new dawn, the 10 swords piercing the egg, the dragon egg maybe, the serpent's egg. Swift and brutal ending. Okay, yeah, classic. Princess of Swords. Yeah, bit Asian feeling here. Knight of Swords. Airy. Queen of Swords, again, the watery part of air here. And Libra. And then the King of Swords. The airy part of air. Okay, with some nebula going on. Maybe this is a constellation. Not sure which one. Getting an Egyptian vibe here. A person of dispassionate reasoning, of dry facts and intellectual pursuits. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Again, triple depiction of the ace. Different manifestations of earth. With terracotta, olive and brown going on here, and roots, quite nice, flower. Yes, a golden disc. Again, I like the fact that you can see the texture of the paper here, and I guess she used metallic ink again here. Two of discs, quite nice here, with the change and the movement, the different moon phases going on. Then you have the seed and the fruit. Three of discs, in a way, working together, manifesting things. Four of discs, quite unusual. Two pillars, like a Roman or Greek temple with a crown, the four discs. Different spears and weapons, and then two upside down towers. Black and white. This is, again, a very, in a way, strange and unusual card. The Four of Discs is double-sided. It is defensive privilege, positions of power upheld by fierce protection against outsiders, against those who generated wealth and status and are prevented from reaping what would be theirs. This card warns of constructing boundaries around what's mine and what's yours. This kind of security comes at the cost of inclusivity. Can't say the word. Wealth guarded by miserliness is not its own reward. Not sure about that one, I have to say. Five of this, quite interesting here. So, there is no church window per se, but the light watercolor rainbow going on here is in a way a depiction of hope here. Someone in a grave, I guess, a skeleton. So growth, new life after death. Quite interesting depiction, unusual. A financial crisis, it says in the book, is at hand, but all is not as bleak as it seems. You might feel like you're starving, so, the skeleton here, but abundance is all around you. Colors of the rainbow. Okay, you are unable to accept gifts freely offered out of pride or simple unawareness, which traps you in negative patterns of self-denial. Interesting. Interesting take on this card. I like it. Six of discs. Yeah, comfort. Not really a sharing going on here. Well, maybe between the pet and the human. Seven of discs. Working your way, very stable grounds and roots here. Then again, a crown. Seven of discs. You're at an impasse, trying to plow a stony field full of weeds. Okay, frustrated efforts and futility, stuck in the mud. Okay. Okay, so this is more of a Seven of Discs from the Thoth and Golden Dawn tradition. Eight of Discs, so here you get your church window that you would have thought would be part of the Five of Pentacles, which it was not. The Sun ruling this card here astrologically. Yeah, working, quite classical depiction here. Again, Nine of Discs, quite classical here. A lady working in a garden with the flowers. Ten of Pentacles or discs or coins. Again, quite traditional here. The generations going on with some weeds and poppies going on. Yeah. And a castle. And the astrological sign of Virgo. Princess of Discs, again, a male figure, but quite nice here with the oak leaves, again, pagan, Celtic feeling. Knight of Discs, again, swapped, being a woman, with wheat going on here. Queen of Discs, yes. Big lady, earthy, with horns here, voluptuous, greenery going on, I like that. And last but not least, the King of Discs, with stag's antlers here, sitting on a turtle, and in some shamanic traditions, the turtle represents Mother Earth in a way, sitting maybe in a hole in the ground here, meditating, connecting to Earth, the air of Earth again, you can see here. Okay. Have a look at the backs at last. So this is a crane, or yeah, is it a crane? I guess it's a crane or heron. And this is an owl. So again, not sure about this. It could be day and night in a way. Not sure about that. So there you have it. A review, walkthrough, and explanation as far as possible of the new chapter tarot by Kathryn Briggs, published by Liminal 11. This is a mass market production. You can get this, well, everywhere in a way. So not a limited or indie production. Cardstock is quite thick and stiff. Not easy to riffle shuffle, I have to say, but matte. It's a nice cardstock, I have to say. I like it. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. If you are not sure if you want to get this deck, or maybe if you have this deck and are not sure how to use it, maybe I could be a little bit of help here. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.